Hey guys, I watched that court hearing yesterday, and first thing I thought was, what the hell? Now, tune in to hear my take on the court hearing yesterday. Hey guys, how are you guys doing on this beautiful Friday evening? I sat there and I live streamed the court hearing yesterday for Brian Koberger. And I was sitting back and watching the hearing, while chatting with some of you fine people here in the true crime community. And the only thing I could think of when I was watching this hearing was Ann Taylor getting double teamed by the judge and the prosecutor. That was what I was thinking, that she's getting double teamed by these two. And then you had Bill Thompson standing up there like a petulant child, throwing a temper tantrum over a survey. A simple survey to jurors, which has been going on for countless ages in criminal cases. Apparently, he didn't like the manner of questions in the survey. And then you had Bill Thompson write the motion to get Ann Taylor's firm that she hired to stop sending the surveys. I'm sorry, but that just screams no transparency in this case at all. And he hurriedly sent that motion to the judge, and the judge signed it 15 minutes before Ann Taylor called him. Now, see, if I was Ann Taylor and I found out that the prosecutor was doing that, I would have instantly written up a motion and sent it over to the judge, not just call him after the fact. And I honestly believe in this case that Bill Thompson is trying to kneecap the defense. They're trying to stop the defense, and whatever the defense is trying to do to help her client, it just feels like old crackhead Santa is trying to kneecap Ann Taylor. Yeah, like the old adage, what's done in the darkness shall be brought to the light. I don't think that Bill Thompson wants what's being done in the darkness brought to the light, or else he wouldn't have sent over this frivolous motion for a simple survey that's been going on in criminal cases across the country for years. Like, what the heck is this guy thinking? Is it just the fact that, okay, I'm just going to team up with the judge here. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this quashed so we can get this trial started so we can send this guy to death row. That is quite literally what I think is going on here. Ann Taylor is trying to defend Brian to the best of her abilities. And yes, I understand she wants the venue changed. And like she was saying yesterday, either Ada County or another county. And she said Ada has like a really big courthouse that would fit everybody, would be comfortable. And I don't think the judge nor the prosecutor, guys, wants this case moved out of Latah County because they think a quick wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, guilty plea, get this guy sent off to death row. Everyone's happy. Bill Thompson can retire knowing that he prosecuted a high-profile case. That's what I think is going on between the judge and Bill Thompson. And why, in the middle of an argument between the judge and Bill Thompson and Ann Taylor, did the court feed just cut off? You know, I understand this is Judge's YouTube channel, but still, right in mid-argument, before we could even find out what was going on, the feed just cuts. Like what's that? Like you blink and you miss it. But Brian's sitting there and it looked like he had just gotten a haircut. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I was Brian and I knew that this was going on in my case and what they're doing to my defense attorney, I wouldn't be sitting there all quiet, set back like this with my hands on my chest. I would be livid and irate, and I would be going off on Bill Thompson right there in court. I mean, the worst thing that they could do to him is a contempt of court, hold him in contempt. He's not going nowhere. He has no bail. They're holding him on 4 counts of first-degree murder. So he's not going anywhere. And why would a contempt of court even rattle his feathers? It wouldn't. Because I'm pretty sure that Brian wants transparency in this case. And the prosecutor sealing everything and everything else, I don't think Brian likes the fact that every single shred of minute paper is being sealed. Yeah, and I understand it's, quote unquote, for a fair trial. But he's sealing documents that are already been sealed. Like order to seal Exhibit 1, which is I do believe is the IGG. And why in the blue heck have they not turned over all the IGG? Now, I understand they might have turned over 95% of it, of the actual evidence, but they have not, I repeat, not turned over the IGG. They will not let that DNA out of their grubby little mitts. I kind of envision old Bill Thompson sitting in his office, twiddling his thumbs, trying to think what he could do next in this case. I mean, could this be his last case before he retires? I mean, that'd be a heck of a milestone in your retirement. send this dude off to death row, get a guilty plea in a high profile case. Okay, that's a feather in my cap. I can retire now. And honestly, I don't think they're doing any due diligence to the victims' families. I know Ben, he's happy just to get reports through his email. I have not I've seen the Gonzalez's at the hearings. I have not seen the Mogans. I have not seen the Kernodles, and I have not seen the Chapins. Only Kaylee's parents are showing up to these hearings. You don't see the Chapins, you don't see the Kernodles, and you don't see the Mogans. Why is that? I mean, if this guy supposedly murdered their kids, I would be showing up whenever there's a hearing to find out exactly what's going on in the case. But yet, 3 out of the 4 families don't show up at all. That like blows my friggin' mind. They don't show up. The Gonzalez's show up, but the Mogans, the Kernodles, and the Chapins don't. This case, guys, makes my brain hurt. It really does. It makes my brain hurt. Gee, I wonder why. The ever manipulating and moving timeline and narrative, perhaps. But yeah, that court hearing yesterday, that was a travesty. An absolute travesty. And Bill Thompson standing up saying, "Oh, well, I'm not saying that I'm going to go to the bar because of her actions with the surveys." That was almost like a veiled threat. That's the way I took it. I took it as a veiled threat. I don't know how many of you guys out there took it that way, but I took it that way. I really did. I mean, how's it, guys? This case makes me lose my train of thought half the time. Yeah. And he was standing up there saying that she knowingly violated the dissemination order as a gag order. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know if she did it on purpose, but I just feel like that it's violating the dissemination order." And then you heard her stand up there, guys, and say, that firm that she hired. Yes, I sent him I sent the professor a copy of the dissemination order. I don't know why he didn't get it, but I sent it. Yeah, that court hearing yesterday. Yeah. And then they want to have a status hearing once a month. I mean, what's the point of that? To have a status hearing. And they're wanting to have another hearing on the 10th. Because apparently Judge wants to see if this is all salvageable as per the survey. And why would a woman call the sheriff's department and report that her son got a survey for jury duty. That just don't make no sense to me. The son told the mom about what was on the jury summit, the jury survey. The mom called the sheriff. Why would you call the sheriff over a simple jury survey? I mean, if they're quick to call the cops on stuff like that, then then why is there an 8-hour delay calling 911 on the day of the murders? If they're calling the cops or the sheriff over a simple survey, then why is there an 8-hour delay on the day of the murders? It just boggles my mind, guys. It really does. It boggles my mind. Ann Taylor hired this firm to do what she's supposed to do with this jury, with the jury surveys. And Bill Thompson said page 2 is okay, but pages 4 and this and that is not okay. So now, apparently, in order for Ann Taylor to send out a survey for a jury duty, she has to get old crackhead Santa's permission and what goes on the jury surveys. So there's not, quote unquote, a contamination of 400 people over a jury survey. Yeah, this case is getting out of hand. But like always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Hit the bell notification for any new uploads. And I hope you guys have a good Friday evening. Peace.